Hi there. My name is Julie, and I am going to have a back fusion surgery in about 5 weeks. It is January 8th, I believe, and my surgery is scheduled for February 13th. This morning, I'm seeing my neurosurgeon for the first time for this surgery. Actually, I met the PA who did the initial assessment and all the initial meetings, but this is more of a pre-surgery consult. So I'm looking forward to it. I have some specific questions I want to ask just so I can be a little bit better prepared for the surgery and for the immediate aftermath of the surgery. So what I'm having done is an ALIF at L4-L5, anterior lumbar interbody fusion. And I'm also having posterior fixation with a laminectomy and screws and rods at L4, L5 in the back. Reason for that, just to summarize, I have my whole life I'm 51 years old, and I was very athletic when I was in high school and even in a little bit in college, and I had back pain. I hurt my back a couple times in high school playing softball, basketball, and I've just always had back pain my whole life. Didn't really, just kind of was like, yeah, I overdid it. I'm probably going to end up with arthritis, all those things, whatnot, and never really gave that much thought to it. Just thought it was part of the result of just a hard, working my body harder when I was younger. But about, let's see, it's January, so about 6 or 7 months ago, I started having hip pain. It started on my right hip, in the front of my hip. And I just thought that I needed to stretch. I thought that it was my hip flexors. I had just started working in a new job that was very physical, and I thought that perhaps I could, that I just needed to kind of stretch and work my body a little bit more. So I was kind of working on that a little bit, and I just never really got better. And then I started having foot pain. And with the foot pain, I thought it was plantar fasciitis because, again, I was walking a lot more. I was walking like 15,000 steps a day at work. And I just thought, my heel hurts. It's plantar fasciitis. So let me try some stretching. Let me try some icing. I got myself a better pair of shoes. I tried some different things, and it wasn't getting better. And by now we're talking like, September, late September, the first part of October. And then all of a sudden I started having some really weird symptoms. So my left foot, my left big toe, I started having like this shooting pain, but it was only if I got my foot bent and I was sort of putting pressure on my big toe. It was kind of a weird, excuse me, it was a weird thing, but it was something that if I was sitting down, I just kind of ended up doing all the time for whatever reason. I was kind of making myself hurt. And I was like, man, this is just so weird. And I'm like, is it gout? Is it arthritis? Did I hurt my toe? All these different things. And then that kind of got a little bit better, but I was like, let me just go to the chiropractor and make sure that nothing is out of whack and just help make sure that everything was fine. So I went to my chiropractor, who's really awesome. He does a lot of NFL players. I've known him for years. He's helped me out. I've had 2 neck fusions like 10 years ago, and he helped me out a lot since then. And when I went into him and I was describing my symptoms, he was like, I think you have a disc bulge, actually. And I think that's what's causing your pain in your toe and in your hips. And I was like, there's something else I think that was happening, but I can't remember what it was right now. So I started seeing him weekly for a bit, where he would kind of try to adjust my foot and do some different things. And in the course of all that, or, it was probably like late part of September, first part of October, I started really having, like, my right foot started really hurting a lot more. And I couldn't get it to feel better. Like I was having so much pain that I was walking really funny, like just wasn't putting a lot of weight on my foot. I was kind of holding my leg a certain way so that I could move it. And, I kept thinking there's, what the heck is going on? So, I'd missed an appointment. I had to reschedule an appointment for the chiropractor, and it had been a couple weeks. And during that couple weeks, it felt like my walking had gotten a lot worse. So my right foot pain at this point had gotten a lot worse. So I went to see him, and I was like, I just want you to watch me walk for a second to show you kind of what's going on. And he watched me for like 5 seconds and he was like, okay, we need to get you an MRI because this has gone from bulging disc to something more serious and we need to kind of see what's going on. So he did some light adjustments on me and then sent me on my way. I actually got in to get an MRI like the next day, which is like crazy. And then I ended up getting set up with a neurosurgeon. Took me maybe like 3 weeks to get in with a PA for a neurosurgeon, but you know, what I have is at L4-5, I have like a severe collapse of my disc space. There's hardly any disc space there. I also have some instability, some spondylithesis. I always want to lisp when I say that. Spondylithesis. And then I also have evidence of chronic pars fractures in my back, which is the back part of your vertebra. And then had severe foraminal stenosis, which is the spinal nerves that come out of your vertebra at L4-5. The spinal nerves that come out, there was so much arthritis and bony growth in that area that it was pinching down on the nerves on both sides. So you can see where I had a lot of issues. So we did a CT scan, we did some x-rays, we did a bunch of different things. And in the end, the decision was that I needed a fusion because I had evidence of, well, I had no disc. You could see that I was, like, stuff was moving too much. And the concern was that basically, like, left unchecked, I was starting to see a little bit of arthritis above that space, like an L3-4. And what they recommended was just to go in and fixate this one L4-5, because the rest of my back looked pretty good. I mean, there's another 10 years and I might have issues if I don't correct this, but right now it looks pretty good. And if I can get this fixed properly, then I might be able to offset or prevent myself from having a much larger procedure done down the road, which I'm very hopeful for at this point. So I'm nervous, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't be nervous about a surgery like this? But I'm also hopeful because, like I said, I've had back pain my whole life. And it's always held me back from being more athletic as I got older, because I would start to work out and do things, and then my back pain would pop up, and then I'd be like, oh, I got to slow down, all these things. So, yeah, so some questions that I have today for the surgeon that I'm going to ask him, and I'll let you know what he says about it. First of all, I just kind of wanted to know, what does the first couple of days after surgery look like? I am going to be staying at least one night overnight in the hospital. Actually, it was like, so I have Tuesday night. Yeah, then surgery's on Tuesday, and then stay in the hospital Tuesday night. Now, the insurance thinks that I can go home on Wednesday. My surgeon says, no, I want you to stay until Thursday because, it's a big procedure. It's multiple different surgeries, multiple different locations. So, it's not a, zip me up and send me out kind of a thing. So they want to make sure that my pain's controlled and that I can definitely get up and move around and walk. I think what I mean was, like, my first couple of days at home, like once I go home, like, am I going to be pretty much like in bed all the time, like sleeping, because I got the pain medication and the post-surgery tiredness and all that. Do I just need to, like, understand that I'm going to be pretty much laying in bed, get up, go to the bathroom, walk around just a little bit, back in bed. And then when I'm in bed, because I'm having I'm having my front and my back operated on, should I lay on one side versus another? Should I lay on my right side, left side? I'm a right side sleeper, so that actually would be pretty good if I could just stay on my right side. But that's the thing that I don't know, because it's like, I'm going to have screws and rods and stuff in my back. That's going to be uncomfortable to lay back on, I would think. I don't know, at least maybe in the initial post-operative part. And then, let's see, how do I sit the right side? And then I think I have about 2 weeks post-surgery before I see the PA again to just assess my progress and see where I'm at. And my question was, I plan on being pretty knocked out for that first 3 or 4 days coming home, but that next week, how much am I going to be able to get up and move around? Can I overdo it? you know, if I decide, you know, I'm just going to pace back and forth for a bit and walk around, and I have a lot of stairs in my house. So kind of go down the stairs, walk around a little bit, come back up, you know, like you know, if I can tolerate, you know, if I don't have pain and I'm not too tired and I can just do this a little bit here and there, is that better for me? So kind of see how it goes. And then, you know, can I do other things? Can I do like, this is stupid to ask. I know it's stupid to ask, but I know I'm going to lose like muscle strength. I'm trying to keep my muscles in my legs strong right now, but it's like, I know recovery is going to depend on how quickly I can get my muscle strength back. And this is probably a no, but my question would be like, can I do like calf raises, like post-surgery? If I wanted to. Probably not, because I would imagine that's probably going to flex my back a little bit. It's going to probably hit some muscles that I shouldn't. And it's dumb of me to even ask, but it's one of those like silly preoperative questions that I have, because the odds are is that I'm going to be flat out sleeping all the time. So, at least for that first 4 or 5 days. So anyway, so I'm just sitting here in the car waiting to go in for the procedure, like I'm having it today. Waiting to go see the doc. I live in Colorado, and we got about 3 inches of snow overnight, and the roads are kind of ucky. And there's some traffic issues, and my surgeon's late. So I am preparing to be here for a little bit before I actually see him. It's not a problem. And so that's why I took the whole day off, just in case, you know, I needed to do something else. So, but anyway, I'll let you guys know what he says afterwards. I actually met him before, like 10 years ago, when I was having in the run up to my second neck surgery. I saw him I think I saw him in a follow-up visit, I think, after surgery, or maybe it was before. I 100% don't remember, but looking back through my medical records, I actually saw his name. So it's kind of funny. I have seen him before. So, crazy. But anyway, so hopefully I can get inside without slipping and falling. Oh, the other thing that I didn't tell you guys was, you know what? I'll do that in another video. It's kind of how I've been in the last, like, 3 weeks since I last made a video, about how my pain level is, and, how I'm getting around and what I'm feeling. So anyway, but I will talk to you again after I see the surgeon. Okay, so I just had my appointment, and it actually turned out to be, it's going to be an even bigger surgery than I had originally thought. So after looking at all the imaging and everything that I had, my surgeon is recommending we're going to do the ALIF with fusion from the front, flip me over. We're going to go in and we're going to remove the pars fractures that are there, and they're going to put in the rods and the screws, but then I'm also getting a bone fusion in the back. Now I haven't really been, like, I haven't looked that up. I haven't seen what that is, but this is going to be a total 360. Just because basically right now there's enough instability, there's enough problems. I mean, you guys have seen if you've seen another video, maybe if I can put it up here or whatever, I've got a lot of issues going on. So in this one spot, but the hope is that this is all I'll need. Like, I get the one surgery, it's one big, multiple parts of the surgery. And then once I'm healed, I'll be well fused is the goal. Now, part of the issue potentially is I have a lot of sclerosis, a lot of like, extra bone, where that disc has collapsed. There's a lot of osteophytes, bone spurs, things like that have built up all around the edges of the bone there. I can actually feel that sometimes. I asked him if that was what I was feeling, like that part of the bone rubbing back and forth, because sometimes as I move, I can feel it kind of, on my back. And he said, yeah, that's what that is. And so, so there's just a lot of that. He's going to have to remove some of it. And that does pose a little bit of have to modify the fusion procedure a little bit, because I'll have so much of that sclerotic, thickened, it's almost like scarred in bone. I don't know, that's what I'm calling it. A couple millimeters worth on both sides. He's going to have to actually like drill little holes up into the main part of the bone so that it bleeds down through and initiates the fusion process. So, I mean, I guess if I had never done anything, maybe one day I would fuse, but man, I'd have one arthritic back. And I don't want that. So, some other basic questions that I asked him, can I, you know, what side do I lay on after back surgery? You know, I'm having stuff in the front and the back. Like I'm a right side sleeper. What side can I sleep on? And he said I could sleep on any side I wanted to, that whatever's comfortable. So I was happy about that. And then my other big question was, is there any such thing as overdoing the walking after surgery? And he said, really, no. He's like, you'll probably tire out before you actually, if you were to do anything, just don't run, jump, that kind of thing, obviously. I'm going to have a back brace on that I'll be wearing. But he wants me to be up to a cumulative distance of 1 mile a day by the end of the first week. By the end of the second week, a cumulative distance of 2 miles. So I have to have my step counter or whatever going on with my phone and carry that so I can make sure that I'm doing it. But he's like, the more you walk, the better you'll feel. And hopefully the better you'll heal, so, and the faster you'll heal. Return to work, maybe as early as 4 weeks, but it could be 6 weeks or longer. He's like, some people can't go back until 3 months. It really just depends on the person, how they feel, what they're doing. So, you know, I'm just going to let them know it's going to be at least 4 weeks. And from there, it just kind of depends on how I'm doing. So, yeah. Oh, also I can do calf raises. So he's like, yeah, there's no reason why you can't just, like, you know, work on your ankle mobility and just go up on your toes and down, that kind of thing. Totally, yeah, that's totally fine. So I'm like, yay. And so I just, you know, I just want to feel like I can move. So I have a feeling that, like, I don't know. We'll see how it is. I tend to kind of just punch right through everything. So you guys will get to see all that if you follow the channel. Subscribe if you're here, still here, because we've got about 5 weeks till surgery. Boy, and I just want to get it over with, to be honest with you. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will I'm going to do another video soon where I just talk about where my pain is at, what's going on with that as I'm going into surgery. So thanks, guys. Bye.